Hi everyone. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day in the beginning of September, and I wanted to show you my favorite guy in the entire world. His name is the Grand Duke of Tuscany, Jasmine. I love you, Grand Duke. My favorite nobleman. He's about 6 years old. Oops, sorry. I keep turning this. And he's not that big, and that's because I don't have very much sun up here. I am living in New Jersey in a very, very shady area, and they love sun. They're tropical, so he has to come in October. I put him in my sunroom, and he stays in until it gets warm in maybe the end of April. And he's got some really nice moss growing on the bottom. Moss likes sunshine and air and water. So now I'm going to show you, he's got 2 beautiful flowers here with 3 little ones about to bloom. And it just smells incredible. And then he's got another one over here with 1 little one that's going to bloom. So there's 5 in all. And that's not a lot for a 6-year-old Grand Duke. Grand Duke should have more beautiful aroma, gorgeous smelling flowers, but he doesn't get enough sunshine. And they only really have this incredibly very heavy, sweet odor for about a week. Once they start to get a little brown, the smell isn't as intense. Now, what I usually do is I usually cut these long, leggy parts off, but I was told not to do that. I was told to take it and then go down and strip off the foliage here. And when you strip off the foliage, they'll get little sprouts, little buds, which will produce more flowers. So that's what I will try this year. Oh, Grand Duke, I do love you. You have no idea how wonderful he smells. And I put my chair here so that I could sit and just take in the odor for this week. Because after this week, he won't smell nearly as nice. I have a lot of shade up here. And I was told to use this fertilizer. And it's a fish and seaweed fertilizer. And it smells absolutely disgusting, really gross, but they love it. So I put it on a couple days before it's going to rain, or if it's too hot and I don't want to sit outside because it does smell, for a day or 2. And here's my little guy. Do you remember my experiment with the microwave water on him? I used microwave water only on him, my spider plant, for a month, and he did fine. But he's really happy now. He's been outside all summer and getting rainwater, and I could start a spider plant farm. And because I have a lot of shade, this begonia does really well. It's a pretty begonia. And I don't know, I forget what these are called, but they're really pretty. You buy them and they're green like this, and then they get this white flower that stays all summer. They just look so pretty together. And of course, sun patients do really well. They're called sun patients. They're impatient, that like they can take some sun. And in the height of the summer, they'll get about 2.5 hours of sun. That's it. And my daughter bought me lavender, which isn't doing well at all because lavender loves sun. The basil did okay this year, and even the thyme didn't do too bad without much sun. I planted the thyme from seeds. And I also have a hydrangea, and they like sun too. And I have it in a pot. I didn't plant it outside because the soil they stripped all the topsoil when they built these places up here, and so I bring him in too, and he gets really pretty pink flowers, but they don't last because I think the pot isn't big enough and I have to repot it. I have lots and lots of shade because I'll show you, here is my neighbor's house. And there are the trees. Yeah, there. See, that is all the sun I get. And that's about from noon to 1 o'clock now. And in the summertime, the sun's higher, and I'll get maybe 2.5 hours of sun. And I think in another year or two, I won't get any sun. Trees will just be too high. Yeah, it's crazy. And those trees are not on my property, so I cannot even think about cutting them down. But here is the Grand Duke again, and he's incredible. And if I had a field and I lived in a warm climate, I would have a field filled with the Grand Duke of Tuscany. And it would just smell so beautiful that anyone that came over would just probably have their eyes roll back in their head and pass out from delirium because they smell so wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little tip about this fertilizer and defoliating these long stems. Hopefully you'll get more flowers next year too. And now you know you can grow these guys even in shade, as long as you get at least 2 hours of sun. You're not going to get a lot of flowers, but you'll get some. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye-bye.